So today I'm going to be working on the 9-movement Tai Chi for better balance, but the seated form. When we're doing the forms and we're doing one from moving from one side to the other, we're opening one leg and bringing it back in. As we open the leg, you want to turn the pelvis so that your body is facing the same direction as that leg, and then you turn the pelvis to come back into center. On the other side, again, I'm turning my pelvis to face this leg, and then I'm going to turn my pelvis to face forward. So we begin this form with the usual hands float on water, and instead of opening the stance with the feet, we're actually taking a breath in and then out, and as we breathe out, the hands will float down to our sides. So, here we go. Starting with a breath in together, and a breath out, letting the hands float down to your sides. Hands float on water. Breathing in, tilting the pelvis slightly forward as the hands float up, and then breathe out, tilting the pelvis slightly back as the hands float in and down. Again, breathing in, and breathing out. On the next in-breath, we gather our ball in front of our body and we go into a little wind-up, which is the opposite direction that we're going to go. We open one leg and carry our ball over to that thigh, and then we bring on the in-breath, we bring that thigh and the ball back in. We do a little wind-up. We breathe out as we open the leg, carry the ball over to that thigh, gently turning it over, and come back into center. Again, carry the ball. Last one. This time, after our wind-up, we open the leg and do part wild horse's mane. Stroking the horse's mane and ending up in ward off, we then gather our ball over the open thigh and come back into center. We do our wind-up and go to the other side. Stroking the horse's mane, end up in ward off, gather our ball, and come back into center. We do that again, both sides. A little wind up. The next move is single whip. And we're going to make our tiger eye on our wind up, and then kind of kick the leg out as we open the thigh and single whip press to your corner. Look over your fingertips, release the tiger eye, gather your ball, and then again bring everything back into center. Again, make your tiger eye on the wind up, opening out, single whip press, looking over the fingertips, release the tiger eye, gather your ball, and come back into center. Again, both sides. The next move is cloud hands. We open our top hand, and then we're going to move one leg 3 times. We open that leg, floating the hands across, change the hands, and then come in, touching only the toe of that foot. Again, change the hands. We open out, touch only the heel. Change the hands. Come in, touch the toe. Change the hands. Third time, open, touch the heel. Gather your ball over that thigh. Come back into center. We do our opening the top hand with our wind up, and then we do cloud hands to the other side, touching the heel of the leg that's opening. Change the hands. Come in, touch the toe. Change the hands. Open out, touch the heel. Change the hands. Coming in, touch the toe. Change the hands. Third one, open out, touch the heel, gather your ball, come back into center. We do that again both sides. Second side. Gathering your ball, come into center. We're going to go into repulse monkey. We open the leg, push the monkey off our bottom hand, opening the hands to our sides, look to the back corner, and then draw everything back into our seated position, hands on the ball. Repulse the monkey on the other side. Open the leg, push the monkey off the bottom hand, and then draw everything back into center, gathering your ball. Again, both sides. And then we go into fly like wild goose. We let the hands float down to our sides. And we lift one knee slightly, getting the foot just off the floor, but only as far as you can keep the back nice and upright. In other words, avoiding letting the pelvis roll back. Lift the knee, and we come down, touch the heel first, and then let the toe come down to the floor. Again, lift the knee, touch the heel, and then the toe comes down. Again, lift the knee, touch the heel, and then the toe comes down. We gather our ball, and we go into brush knee. We do our wind up. The bottom hand is going to brush around the knee. The one foot is lifting the heel. Your brush hand is circling around as you press with the other hand from the heart. We gather our ball and come back into center. We do our wind up, bottom hand again brushing around the knee, the other hand pressing from the heart. That brush hand going all the way around to come back on top of your ball, come back to center. Again, both sides. The next move is Fair Maiden Work Shuttles. The bottom hand comes up to shade your eyes, and again the second hand is pressing from the heart. We turn forward, bringing our ball gently back in by turning the palms toward each other. On the other side, open the leg, bottom hand comes up to shade your eyes, the other hand pressing from the heart, Gently turn your palms toward each other, coming back to center. Again, each side. Last move is grass bird's tail. We open the leg, we separate the hands to start, but then come to yin-yang palms to grasp the bird's tail. We roll back, redirecting energy around us, cross the wrists and press over the open thigh, retreat, lifting the toe, and then push again over that open thigh, and then turn to the front, bringing the leg in, and we gather our ball to go to the other side. Open the leg, separate the hands, come to yin-yang palms, roll back, cross the wrists and press over the open leg, retreat, lifting the toe, and then push out over that open thigh. Turn to the front, gather your ball. We do that again, both sides. We turn to the front and close our form by gathering chi, bringing that chi into ourselves, balancing yin and yang, releasing the energy we don't need, and coming back to center.